least we're armed.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Real Neighbors.
Wow, you suddenly took over. I'm used
Episode
to controlling this ship.
Oh, we're yeah.
Oh, jeez.
We're fighting for the captain seat.
Put my stopwatch on so I can stop making the episodes too long and too short every single week.
Yeah, I know. I feel like any time we're just anything different than an hour, people who listen are so disappointed. They're like, "What the fuck?"
No,
is
it's it's hard because we either go into it without me realizing we're into it, or I just start talking. Then I realize I didn't turn the timer on.
Yeah.
Or I just keep fucking up the timer. Okay, it doesn't matter.
True.
Who needs a story?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a lot of stories to get to.
Not who needs it. Okay. But yes, what? It's 16, episode 16.
Yeah,
My word.
That's like 4 months.
Yeah, that's insane.
If I can still remember math.
Yeah, that's quite a while.
Thanks, teacher.
Yeah. So episode 16, crazy shit. Thank you, math. And
Shout out to math. Shout out to
so Austin, how are you doing?
A structured society.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Got a lot going on.
Yeah. Well,
I really can't keep up with everything that's going on right now. So much activity.
Yeah.
So many things to do.
Which is funny because you're both being sarcastic and not.
I'm being a bit facetious.
You are, but also you have been busy, kind of.
Well,
You're
I'm busy, but it's busy in a just keep your head to the grind. Just keep your head low and focus on what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's not like a overwhelming schedule of.
No.
I'm not a CEO where people are going, "Sir, you have 20 meetings today, and your kids still resent you."
My damn secretary won't leave me alone.
You're like, damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's kind of like there's not a whole lot to do. We're in a desolate wasteland. But yeah, kind of keeping busy. I've been kind of getting back into working out. So I've been feeling good a little bit doing that.
Even feeling a little bit good.
A little good, a little better.
So not as good as me. I
No.
said good.
Yeah, no, so I'd say a little bit good. So you're better off. So hey,
I'm
happy.
better off. So you
Yeah.
should
better mental health.
you better be happy about what you got over there, pal.
Yeah. No. So a little story, I guess. I had to earlier today. I had to go get my earwax blown out. Fun stuff.
And you refused to tell me until we got in the air.
Well, no, I told you.
Little princess looking for the spotlight.
Yeah. No. I just thought it was funny because.
And I was worried about you.
What, about my ears?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I talked about it on this podcast before, and it's just what everyone loves to hear is people with too much earwax. Good topic. Everyone loves it.
It's relatable.
Yeah. It's probably
Don't
not.
we all?
I feel like I'm the only one with
Am
this
I
issue.
right, ladies?
Yeah.
No? Am I out of touch?
Yeah. Well, okay, so I have this issue every now and then, but luckily I think it's been over a year, maybe 2 years since I had to do this. But I talked about before on this, I would have to basically go and get my ears like blown out because it gets so clogged. I literally woke up this morning, I could not hear out of my right ear, and it just throws you totally off. I'm like, I can't function. This is
It sucks.
this is hell.
Hey.
So I did what I needed to do. I went to the old walk-in clinic. And,
Really? You actually were that?
Oh, I don't know how to do. I don't know how to deal with it myself. I make it worse. If I try touching my ears, I get it even worse.
Can't you do the? Isn't there that stuff you can do where you like pour it in your ear and you like sit on the side of your head?
It doesn't,
and it eats away at the.
Yeah, it
not that much.
It doesn't really help for me. I don't know.
What do you got? Like the Great Wall of China in there? Or something?
It's gross. Yeah, it's like monster wax. Like
it's some scary shit.
Yeah,
but most people get regular wax.
Yeah. So I go in there, walk-in clinic, and I'm like, please help me. Like as pitiful as they come. Like
You can't.
everyone.
And they full well that your plea isn't even that good.
Yeah, there's a guy in there with
There's
like,
somebody nearby. They're like, you see like blood spurts coming out. He's like,
some guy sitting there with like something in his eyeball. Like he's like,
Jamie marches in, kind of pushes him out of the way.
Yeah, I'm like,
he's in a
dude.
wheelchair. Jamie just pushes him
and
out
tips
of
it
the
over.
line.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, like I can't
I
hear.
need a doctor.
Yeah, this is more important. Man.
It was actually difficult for me to push you out of the line.
Yeah, because it's so debilitating. My earwax.
It's hard to focus on my balance and frustration.
Yeah, so yeah, there was like some girl giving birth or something, I don't know, in there. But anyway, I needed in first.
Quite frankly, I can't. You weren't really focusing on anybody else.
Giving birth at the walk-in clinic. Okay, but so yeah, anyway, I go in there and the girl there, The girl.
Sorry. I don't know why. I got some weird lag effect where 5 seconds later I just imaged a lady giving birth in the middle of the waiting room.
Yeah,
She's
and
like, oh God.
I'm like, oh, can this wait? I can't hear.
Meanwhile, they're like, can't you hear? Can't you hear all the screaming? You're like, no.
No, that's why I need help.
That's why I need you to help me so I
Yeah.
can understand the severity of the situation.
Yeah, yeah. So no, so I walk in there, and the nurse is like, she's really nice, by the way, because apparently it would have costed $25 to get my ears cleaned, but she was like, I can do it for you for free if we just scrape it out. Which I don't know if that's good practice, because when I used to go to the hospital for this,
did she get a butter knife out of a
just
out
a
of a
steak
drawer,
knife.
or what did she?
Just a steak knife. No, I don't know, just a weird scrapey device. But she like, I don't know, like. It would have cost, basically would have cost $25. But she's like, since we're not using the tools, I won't charge you. So she gets in there. I'm standing the whole time, and she's like, can I? So by the way, it's not good practice, because when I used to go to the hospital for this, I would sign a waiver that's like, if you go deaf, it's not our fault. Like, they would make you sign that, and I didn't sign anything like that. But I'm not trying to call out this walk clinic. I'm not saying which one, but anyway, she was really nice. It was awesome. But
Which one?
there's several in our town.
Yeah, but we all go to the same one.
Yeah.
Now, let's not kid ourselves.
Okay, well, let's not.
Guys,
Let's not mention
trivia.
that.
I love trivia. It's one of my favorite parts of the show. If you're in Sarnia, which walk-in clinic do you go to?
I don't know. I'm new to them. I've only been to the same one twice. But anyway, I just want to say,
Jamie, you're only proving my point.
yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, this girl, she, and it's funny that she said this while she's doing this. She was like, "Oh, she's like, this is awesome," and she's like scraping the earwax in my ears. She's like, us nurses love this gross stuff. She's like, this is amazing. And I was
okay.
like, I was like, do you? And I'm like, well, thank you, because you're helping me a lot.
You're both on the same page.
There's more where
now,
that came from.
Keep in mind that it's, you kind of view it as, like anything you do, like, in my opinion, organizing is very satisfying. I don't like doing it all the time, but if I'm at work, for example, and they say, we're going to give you time to organize your workspace.
Yeah.
I get super excited because it feels really good to, like, put everything where it should be, get rid of all the crap, throw it in the garbage.
Yeah.
So I imagine for a nurse, just getting in there and just getting all that gunk out of your ears, it's probably just,
Yeah, well,
you know?
To me, it was like, there's those videos like pimple popping.
It's like,
it's
popping
like
a pimple,
satisfying.
pulling out that big weed.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
she said that, and she literally was like, "Oh, I bet you're gonna like go talk to all your buddies and be like, oh, this weird nurse was telling me she liked it," and then hey, here I am.
I'm actually doing it on my show.
Yeah, it's even worse.
What,
I'm
you,
like
you,
even
did
more.
you tell her
public.
that part? You're like,
I
actually do a podcast,
and I'm gonna mention this. No,
you're already on it.
I did not say that. But yeah, it was a very weird experience. But she was super nice and risked going deaf. But hey, I got it for free. So
Stunning and brave.
thank you so much. I don't know. It's such a relief. Like, you have no idea. Like, when you can't hear out of your ear, it was like life sucks as soon as I woke up.
I do legitimately have no idea.
You've never had that ever?
Oh, maybe once. Maybe once. You know what? Actually, I will say this. I was talking to some people, and
Yeah.
I know people that have gotten multiple concussions, which freaking sucks. By the way,
Yeah.
I don't envy anybody that gets concussions.
I think I had one.
And
but
you've only
it
had
was,
one too.
It was never I never went to the doctor for it, but all the symptoms were there. Like, yeah.
Oh, dude, I remember
it was
once distinctly. I've only had one concussion. Don't want another one.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. What am I talking about? Not a concussion. What's the other thing? Migraine.
Oh.
Sorry, migraine.
Okay.
I've only ever had one migraine.
Me too.
You
Actually.
got a concussion?
Yeah.
When?
Actually,
let's hear about that first.
Sure.
I didn't know
Actually,
that.
it's kind of sad.
You do know concussions are pretty severe, right?
Yeah.
They're not good.
No, it wasn't.
All right.
No. Well, it's kind of actually a really bad story, so I don't know if I want it. Well, I'll share it. Whatever.
You can take it. You can skip on the
Well-
stuff you're kind of little.
Well, the whole thing is pretty bad, but I'll just explain it. A big deal. Whatever.
Damn, okay.
It was actually last year. Basically, it's kind of the peak of all this COVID stuff, and what happened? It was basically.
Is it what I think it is?
Well, what do you mean?
Like, did you when you like passed out?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me explain it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
I'm jumping the gun. All right. Go
Okay.
ahead, sir. Tell the story.
Yeah, it basically just sounds like I have issues, but it's like this doesn't happen often. But it was basically, I was off work for like 2 weeks actually because I was sick, and it was before it was even easy to get tests or anything. So I was just being cautious. Like, I don't know, I'm sick. I probably shouldn't go in. Peak of all this stuff. So I had 2 weeks off work, and for a bit of the time I was off, I drank a lot alone, which I don't do often, but I think it had been so long since I drank. I was like, oh, I'll have some. For somehow I let myself get way too drunk alone, which I've never done. But I basically somehow like smacked my face. Like I had a gash on my nose and I had no memory of how it happened. But for the next week, I had like such a severe headache and like I was like bedridden. And then I
did
kept.
you have to go to the doctor, or
I ended up.
and you did not go
but
to
it
the
was
doctor?
like
You
peak.
said,
It was
right?
like peak COVID shit. So at the time, I was like, I don't even know how doctors work. I was like nervous to go. So I just dealt with it. But I think it was a concussion. My vision was actually even weird, and my head was throbbing for a while, but it healed.
That's good. That's good. You know what? Usually the first concussion isn't too bad.
Yeah, but it gets worse and worse as you go.
I know a couple of guys that have 3 or 4 concussions.
Yeah.
And actually, what's so crazy is they are at the point now that they've had so many concussions that it actually improved his ability to find a post-secondary school,
Oh wow.
because they viewed the fact that he had 4 concussions as a disability.
Wow. That's yeah.
And that was like an impressive recovery. Like, wow, the fact that you can still have these grades after 4 concussions is pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah, well, that's crazy. Well, my friend Spencer, I remember years ago, I used to longboard all the time, and I was longboarding with my friend Dalen. Like, I don't know, I don't need to say first names, but whatever, Dalen and Spencer, and we were just longboarding around, and Spencer wiped out and hit his head really hard on the ground, and we watched it. We were both like, "Oh!" Like we're like, "Shit!"
It was a straight up face plant.
Yeah, like yeah, and we watched him wipe out on his longboard, and instantly we're like, "Oh shit!" And he's just like, "Oh, like my head," and he was saying his vision was actually like he said, "Oh, I've had this before. This is a concussion." Like he
He's
could
like
tell right away.
commonplace.
Like he could tell right away.
He said, I've been longboarding a long time.
Yeah.
This is definitely concussion.
Very poorly, by the way. I just
And
No, I'm just
I
kidding.
actually feel like with every concussion, I'm getting worse.
Well, I don't know if they were all
at
from
longboarding.
I don't know if they were all from longboarding, but yeah, basically we had to call his mom. This we were like 19. This was a long time ago, but yeah, we had to like call his mom. We went to Tim Hortons, nearest Tim Hortons. Luckily, we were kind of close, and he just had to get picked up. I think he went to the hospital, but it was rough. But he instantly knew. He's like, "This is a concussion." I was like,
He
"Damn."
immediately assessed the situation.
Yeah.
Oh, quickly to backpedal. So I was
Yeah.
talking about migraines when I
Okay.
mixed the words up.
Yeah.
I've only ever had one migraine, and I was at work, and I was kind of doing my thing, going around the building, fixing shit, and I felt my, as like you were saying, right? Where you've had a migraine?
Yeah.
You must. I think most people
Like
have.
only once,
Yeah.
I think, was a genuine migraine.
And I'm
but
so
yeah.
happy I haven't had more, because man, I was at work and suddenly I felt the front of my skull just like start to burn a little bit, and it, like the burn like moved into my eyes and my ears and the back of my neck, and it's like my whole skull was on fire and getting
Yeah.
stabbed with little lightning bolts, like shattering my brain.
Yeah.
And it was so hard that I could barely. I was in like a room doing something.
Yeah.
And I could barely, like, with the lights on, I almost couldn't even. I was holding a power bar and I could barely see the power bar. It was like a
Wow.
thing where I was like looking at it and trying to focus on it. It was like blurring in and out, and I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this is a migraine. And one of the things that did happen is one of my ears were like, as if like my whole skull hurt and one of my ears like popped.
Holy.
It was very painful.
Yeah.
Not fun.
It's not fun.
And then actually, do you know what's a crazy logistic? You want to hear a logistic here? Is
Yeah.
I went over to my company's office and said, I have a headache. And I'm like, do you have Tylenol? And they said, I did not know this. They're not allowed to give me Tylenol. And apparently that's true for a lot of companies. Like if you're working at a company and you go to your boss and say, boss, I got a headache, give me some Tylenol.
Yeah.
They can't give you Tylenol.
Really? Even
Yeah,
though it's
because-
over the counter?
Yeah, because it was like some logistic. They said we're not like liable or what for anything that happens.
Weird.
And so they can't. But yeah, they couldn't give me Tylenol. I don't know if that's true for every workplace or office.
Yeah.
But
I would, because when I worked at a grocery store, I remember, I think, well, technically it wasn't on the store, but one of the head up employees, like one of the management, gave me Tylenol, like from her own purse.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I guess if it's from the company, it's more logistic. That was just a friendly, like, as a human being, she was just like, here, you know what I mean?
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
and it's just your fellow employee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
No.
It's
Well,
if
she
you went up
was
to
like,
you.
she was higher than me, like,
Yeah.
as in
If you went up, did you
management.
go? If you went, oh, so you went to a manager?
Well, like, supervisor. Yeah, she was definitely, like, yeah, one of the managers, basically.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? Maybe that even is allowed. I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
It,
That's
it
weird.
was very weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I eventually found somebody because I didn't really care about at that point. I didn't care about managerial process. I just wanted
Yeah.
Tylenol, so
Yeah.
I just wandered around the
You
building.
just want to crush that
until
shit up
I
and
don't,
snort it.
I don't know who gave it to me, but I just kept asking people until someone gave me some.
Mm-hmm.
I might even ask this. I could have even started asking clients. I was like, "Does anybody have Tylenol?"
Please.
They're going, "Please install our projectors."
And you're all sketchy about it. You're like, hey, can you sell me some Tylenol? Like I'm looking for some.
and they look at me and think,
I almost said
"Aren't
T3s. Aren't those actually like opiates?
I know. You got any T3s? And they're going, aren't you the guy who's supposed to be installing our projectors?
Yeah. Got
And
any
I'm
painkillers?
And then I go, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to do that if you don't give me some T3s right now, lady.
Yeah. It's like I am, but I can't do my job right
It's
now.
a little hard to see when my eyes are blurry.
Yeah.
And glasses ain't going to fix this.
Yeah. But that was your one time you had migraine?
That's it.
I did.
Super happy.
I actually on my list of woes, I too have had a migraine before. It's not that crazy of a story, but I do remember it was when I was in high school. I was doing my like tech class, like computer tech. So basically, we were all sitting at computers, and I literally remember my vision started going blurry, and I actually. Because I was on my computer in tech class, I went to Google and I remember typing in blurry vision. I'm like, what does it mean? And I was like trying to read about it while my head started hurting. And I was like, what is going on with me? And I was freaking out. So I went to my teacher. I was like, hey, like my vision's blurry. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, you should go to the office and get him. You should probably go home or something. I was like, okay. So they actually sent someone with me in case I like passed out in the hallway or something. And then I ended up just walking home alone.
Good luck out there, kiddo.
Yeah,
their care lasts as long as the length of their hallways.
Yeah, they're like, it's not our problem now. But yeah, so they're like, okay, you can go home. And then I had walked. But I remember getting home and I was like, Mom, I don't know what's going on, but my visions. And she was like, it might be a migraine. And then she gave me like Tylenol and stuff, and it just hit all at once. And I just remember like I laid down, my head was throbbing for like the whole day, and I just laid there. And luckily, it only happened to me once. But I recall it was so bad I had to go home from school. I was like, "This is I couldn't even see. Like,
damn,
it was wild."
That's pretty brutal.
But yeah, it never happened to me again.
Completely sporadic. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you want to hear a funny little,
very lucky,
funny little computer science anecdote?
Yeah.
I was when we were in high school and we were doing computer science. A couple of my buddies and I realized that we could still play LAN games on the school network.
Oh, okay.
So during class, we all installed. I brought a USB and we all installed Age of Empires 2.
Oh, nice.
Onto the school computers, or we ran them off an external drive. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But what we would do, and we were really good at it for a while. The teacher would kind of swing by the computers, and we would like quickly alt tab out of our game.
Yeah.
While we were playing like together against bots or like playing free for all against each other.
Right.
And until eventually he saw one of us playing, and I think he started to link the pieces together that we were all playing.
Oh, okay.
And then he eventually, because the software at the school was like a closed environment, he basically, the moment we tried to boot Age of Empires, it would like make a little pop-up that says like, why don't you focus on doing work instead or something like that. We were like, damn, we've been had. This guy figured it out. And it turns out he might even know a little bit about computer science too.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
This teacher isn't the typical boomer.
Oh, that just reminds me, even in school when kids would like find out, oh, I can get on Facebook and stuff. I actually did that. Like, it became like news in my high school. Everyone's like, I know how to unblock Facebook. So me being the badass I made a status and I was like, I'm on Facebook at school. And then I think somebody just in the comment was just like, old news or something. Like, yeah, we all do that.
There's a kid like across from you in the same library, like shit talking.
And he's like, he sees my status. He's like, yeah, we all do
dude,
that.
Because back then the fad was we'd all have those. Everybody would always talk about the latest like website that could get past computer, like the authority system from the school.
Yeah.
They'd be like, go to schoolbypass.ca. They have the latest and greatest. So you can look at Facebook. You can maybe even look at a couple titties.
Yeah.
I don't know. So anything you want.
You can even be that weirdo looking at porn in the library.
Come on, dude. We all knew that fucking guy.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you remember? Okay, I remember.
We all know the smell of that guy, too.
Oh. You don't need to make it so tangible.
I know.
When we walked, I can't remember if it was with you, but I remember I went to the library, and I haven't been to the library in a long time, but this must have been 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And you know how the whole front's mirror glass, right?
Yeah.
So I remember walking up to the front door, and I turned to the right, and I saw a dude just sitting there watching porn on the iPad.
Really?
Yes.
Like at school.
Just no, at the school, at the library, like at the library, like the public library. You know how you, you know, okay, so you know how you go up to the door and there's a glass on the right and the left, and it goes. There's a theater upstairs, all that shit, right?
Yeah. Do you know what's
I
funny?
remember being a kid and just looking over, and there's just some dude casually sitting on the couch, like, with his leg crossed. And he's just watching.
You know what's
porn.
funny is I might know that guy. As I'm just kidding, but as in, I used to work with a guy who he was this older.
Wait, so are you saying completely separated, or you know this guy in another context?
No, I'm just saying it's funny because I knew a guy who was older who I used to work with, and he used to go to the library and stuff all the time and use other internet. And people at my work caught him watching porn several times, like in the break room on his laptop. And he used to go to the library
and
too.
he had no shame. He couldn't. They said stop watching porn, and that wasn't the end of it.
No.
He kept saying, "Of course, I'm going to keep watching porn." With
See, I have so many issues with that because here's the thing: why are you watching porn and just sitting there? Like, it's not just it's not just entertain. It's not just something you just watch. Like, I don't like.
Yeah, that's okay. That's the thing that's always confused me because I've always thought
There's usually another action going on.
I'm gonna say this in the most abstract way I can.
Yeah.
Usually, when people are watching porn,
They masturbate.
They have an objective in mind. I was okay. I mean, you can just go there.
Yeah,
but
let's not beat around the bush. Yes, that's what I mean. I don't understand.
They're looking for a fix, a primal fix.
Yeah.
They're not going. This is. I just like this. This is enjoyable.
I don't get who would just watch it.
Some people watch Seinfeld, and some people just want to watch porn in public.
Yeah, I know,
Dude. That might have been him then, because wow.
Yeah, there's not many people who do that.
Oh, Jamie,
luckily.
let's not forget what takes the cake. And you know this one. You know this one, Jamie.
What?
When we were at our youth group when we were younger,
Mm-hmm.
there was that one kid who would bring his iPad or something, and I remember one time I walked into the youth group room and he was watching porn.
Yeah.
on his
I don't
like
remember
laptop or his iPad or something. I don't even want to say the first name.
No,
It was,
don't.
Definitely, I'm not going to out this dude, but
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard that. I don't think I knew that.
I definitely went up to people briefly afterwards and said, "Yo, that guy's just straight up watching porn.
Yeah.
What's going on around here?"
Yeah, it makes no sense.
That's
to
a
me.
little sinful, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
are we going to talk about this?
This guy is sitting here and he's literally just buying a one-way ticket to hell
he's
right
just
here.
sitting away right in my face.
Yeah,
like it doesn't affect me.
Yeah, like
maybe I want to watch porn too, and I'm just not willing to admit it.
Yeah, it's gonna revoke my heaven pass. This dude. It really makes no sense to me. I don't get how. Like, what's the appeal of just watching it? I don't know.
Jamie,
Very
that's
strange.
what I
Very
do
strange.
really. I will say this. That to me is one of life's big mysteries.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe this guy has a really good memory, and what he'll do is because he doesn't have internet at home, he'll watch it at the library, and then he'll run home and picture what he just saw. And then when he's all alone, he just spanks one
Jamie,
out.
you think it's funny, but to me that just makes me sad.
That he has to rely on his own memory to jerk
for
off?
him. I don't know.
Hey, he's like
I'm
this. He watches. He's like this one for the spank bank, and he just goes home.
What man in a first world country doesn't have internet if they have a place to live? In fact, you know what? Even homeless people get internet nowadays, Jamie.
True, but
this is truly the.
But I'm not gonna lie. I think the guy I worked with who was caught doing this before, I don't think he had internet at his home.
Damn. Well, I mean that explains a lot.
It does, but it also doesn't explain. Yeah.
Now, Jamie. Okay. All right, guys.
What else can be said?
Let's be real. We've already dragged this on too long, but come on,
Yeah.
Jamie. We at least got to peel back one little piece more of this banana peel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peel it back, baby.
It could be he's a what's the term? Voyeurist?
Yeah.
Voyeur?
Yeah. That's like the
Am I
soft.
saying it right?
Yes, voyeur. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the low end of that. Is like his little adrenaline rush is like, ooh, I'm watching this in
I'm
public.
so bad.
At least he's not doing it. It's better than full on just.
Oh yeah, no, that's
the
ideal.
alternative is the alternative is worse. So
okay, Jamie.
at least he's just watching it.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a story that I thought was I thought it was entertaining. You know what? No, it doesn't hurt to tell people here. Okay,
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I had a friend, a guy I knew growing up, and he when he was younger, he had I'm not going to say any names or anything. So
Yeah,
he
if
had
it's a bad story, I would avoid it.
no, it's like it's more like you'll see. So he
Okay.
was he had a disagreement with his parents, and he thought, you know what, to define my parents, I'm going to go. And I'm just gonna go stay. I'm gonna go stay at a homeless shelter. He's like, I'm just gonna frick my parents, fuck my parents. I'm gonna go stay with go somewhere else. So
Yeah.
he goes and he knows some people there, kind of thing, right? Family, friends.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
he-
like at the homeless shelter?
Yeah, at the homeless
Okay.
shelter. So he goes to like a homeless shelter in town, and he's hanging out, and he's thinking, oh, this is pretty good. I'm defying my parents. I feel good.
Yeah.
And he's a super clean guy, super nice guy. Love the guy to death. Right, very very innocent.
Right.
And one day, once again, if you haven't spent a lot of time around homeless people, this is not too far off from pretty standard. Okay.
Yeah.
He goes. He's feeling fine and dandy. He goes into one of the bathrooms, and there's just some random old dude just laying on the floor.
Oh, just cranking one
jacking
out.
off.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And once again, super nice guy. He walks in. He doesn't know what to do. He's
Yeah.
super confused. He thinks, wow, there's just some random dude jacking off in the middle of this floor.
I would personally just leave him be.
And you know what he does?
Yeah.
He turns around, and I heard this from someone else. Turns around, he runs away, and he just goes back to his parents and said, "Take me back.
Yeah.
I don't care what we were arguing about.
Yeah. Yeah. This isn't worth it.
I didn't like that. I'm confused."
Yeah.
And also, can you just explain what happened, Dad?
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. He's just instantly like, this is not the life for me.
But once again, that's a just very innocent guy, right? I thought that was I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, but you gotta. I don't know. Yeah, it's a rough situation. I
A rough situation, huh?
yeah. That actually reminds me of
So, Jamie, there's a lot of those guys out there.
Yeah.
I think from our anecdotal evidence,
yeah.
we've
there's
concluded
enough.
there's
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
dime a dozen.
We all know him.
Watch out, folks.
Yeah, one actually quick thing that reminded me of that was there was the thing about like obviously jerking off in a bathroom like would be weird.
Are we expanding on this? Are
Yeah,
we, are
I got
we,
a bit more to
oh,
say
you know
about
what?
this.
Why not?
I got a bit more to say about this. No, this isn't quite as bad, but I remember, again, this was like a work bathroom. So again, this is just public. I hate public restrooms. They're actually like, there's so much uncomfortable that can go on in a public washroom. And before I say what I was gonna, one time a kid threw a they ran a paper towel under the thing and threw it over the stall while I was taking a shit, and then they all laughed and
Oh,
ran.
come
And I
on,
was just like,
Jamie.
come on! I was so pissed, but they were just long gone once I got out, and I'm just like, those little assholes. But anyway, yeah, they're horrible public washrooms. But okay, one of the worst experiences I had, I was sitting in a stall, and there was like one other stall in this bathroom. So I'm sitting there.
Sorry, it was worse than somebody throwing
Throwing
wet toilet
wet-
paper and laughing at you.
Yeah, it was worse
Okay,
because there was like
good.
3 kids just fucking around the bathroom, and they did that. Yeah, that was annoying. But this takes
That
the
was
cake.
a mild inconvenience for Jamie Welsh.
This takes the cake. Again, this was like just at a job. Like this was like a public washroom at my workplace, and I was sitting there, and this guy comes in, and I hear him get in the stall next to me. He sits down. And he's instantly just trying to have a conversation with me for some godforsaken reason.
I remember you talking about
Oh,
this.
really?
Some
I
dude
told you
just,
about this?
just having small talk from the other
Yeah.
stall.
To make it worse, is he's like, oh, and then I hear him just ripping ass. Like I just hear him like, oh,
This guy's not here to mess around.
Yeah,
This guy.
and he's just like, and he's just like, oh god, and he's like, oh, I shouldn't have had all those burritos earlier, eh? And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, yep. For sure, dude. And he's just like, man, this is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And then he just like, he keeps trying to talk.
He's looking for feedback.
Yeah, he's just like trying to get me to review his shit. He's like, oh, yeah, this one, that's a bad one, eh? And I'm
One
like,
of the best you've ever heard, eh?
isn't that a big dump you heard?
Everything I do is big.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh yeah, man, for sure. And I'm just trying to mind my own goddamn business and take a shit. And
I'm
this
just
guy-
a civil man.
Yeah, I'm
trying to go to the bathroom over here.
trying to get my deed done here. And this guy's trying to talk to me. I don't know why.
You know what, Jamie? We keep segueing, but you reminded me of something else, and you were in
Yeah.
this story. Okay, so it's relevant.
Oh,
All right, hold on. I gotta take a sip.
sure. So I'm in this story. I'm a little nervous.
Oh, this is where it really goes down the dumpster, Jamie.
Down in the dumps.
No, you'll remember this. It's
if
not
you
that
will.
bad. I remember. Okay, so this was back in my days at I was interning. I was a nice boy interning at a church, kind of.
Yeah.
No, it was a co-op. It was a school co-op.
It was a church, kind of. Like you walk in, they're like, we're kind of a
We're
church.
like, kind of a church, you know, man.
We're kind of not a church. We're like,
No, I was trying to figure out.
We're just
I
a
was-
building.
I was trying to remember the context, and now I do. I was doing a co-op at a high school,
oh, okay.
and it was for my credits and I was like volunteering at this church program thing,
Yeah.
and you'd come hang out and stuff like that. Remember I had a cubicle? Do you remember the cubicles?
I do actually. Yeah.
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 So you come hang. We had cubicles. It was great.
Yeah.
And
I do remember that.
there was these 3 girls that would constantly. They were a couple years younger than me. That would follow me everywhere in the building. Do you remember this? I hope you're gonna remember the story as I get up to
vaguely
it.
do.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's these 3 girls that would, wherever I would go, they'd just randomly follow me and bother me. It was pretty annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you got those groupies.
I know,
those church groupies.
But they weren't fun groupies. They
No.
were. In fact, I would argue groupies are not often very fun.
Yeah.
So
What do you mean groupies aren't fun?
JV's like bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
Expect me to
talk to Steven Tyler and see what he has to say about that.
Talk to everybody famous ever and see if they hate groupies.
I don't think they hate
Okay.
groupies.
Oh, Jamie, but okay. You know what? I
Yeah.
feel like it giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah.
One day you're thinking, man, I love groupies. The next day you're thinking, I just fucked up my life.
Sure.
And yeah.
Okay, these weren't groupies. Just go on.
Okay, fine.
Come on.
So they were following us around, and one day, I distinctly remember this because it was such a dark moment for me, Jamie. It's because we were in the cubicle hanging out, having
Yeah.
a good time. We're just good. We're good. We're 16. We're young. We got a lot to do, right? So
Yeah.
I leave the window open. These girls come up, and they start bugging us through the window down to this cubicle. And I think you're gonna remember this as I tell the story.
Yeah.
So they're ripping on us and stuff, and I finally say, Jamie, just close the window. Like, I'm just sick of hearing these girls bother me.
It's
and do you know what you do?
familiar, but
do you know
not.
what you do? So this table was connected to the cubicle, like it was not a strong table.
Okay.
So you went to go stand up on the table to go close this window, and as you're reaching to close the window, the table breaks. You fall and wipe out. It like hits my legs, and I like fall out of my chair. We both wipe out in the ground, and these 3 girls just sat there and went, "You guys look so stupid right now," and they're all laughing and going,
Yeah.
"Man, you guys are pathetic,"
That
and they're all
hurts.
just laughing hysterically.
Oh God! You know what? That was
Do
probably
you
a
remember
that was probably a repressed memory. That's why I didn't remember it. I remember that now.
I remember how soul crushing it was when you just
That hurts.
wiped out and fell on me, and I wiped out too. We're both just crumpled on the ground while they're laughing at us.
Dude, that hurts my feelings just hearing about it now. Oh God!
And you know what? Make no mistake, we knew what was happening while it was happening.
It's so shameful because they just won. Like they were annoying
I know,
us,
we're thinking-
and then we wipe out and look even stupider.
We're thinking, what a fucking massacre.
That's getting
I
kicked
know.
while we're down.
I know that hurt a lot.
I forgot all about that, and you know what? Oh my God, that hurts me.
You know what it is? It's all about. It's all about people that you don't like. Giving them high ground feels so bad. It is the most soul crushing thing if you have somebody that you have a rivalry with,
Yeah.
somebody you don't like, or you quite frankly don't respect.
Yeah.
And then they somehow just get that foot up on you. I would say there's almost no worse feeling in the world.
Yeah, it's
just devastating.
It really is. I am actually. Oh my! I can't even believe you just reminded me of that.
Yeah,
I
I know.
forgot all about that. I totally remember now. Wow.
It was honestly, you could not have coordinated that better. It
Yeah.
was I remember it in my mind.
We're
as
trying
like
because I remember we felt like badasses. Like they're messing with us. We're like, oh, we're just gonna go shut the
and
window right on their face.
I forgot about the power dynamic of
Yeah,
so
we felt cool
because
like,
we're
gonna go-
16,
Yeah.
and they're like 12, 13. We're like, oh, these stupid little girls that don't know anything. Let's just shut the door.
Yeah.
And then
God
they got the
damn
last
it.
laugh.
Yeah,
So,
they really did. God
you know
damn
what?
it.
Well played, guys. You won. But you know what? Joke's on
Ugh.
you because you're old now too. So
Not
and
as
what
old.
are you up to? Do you have a podcast?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Exactly. That's the standard everyone needs. Is do they even have a podcast? Like, come on.
Do you have a charisma? Do you have funny jokes to tell?
They do. They tell that one all the
Oh,
time.
that's probably true. They tell all their friends.
Yeah, they're like, we made these dweebs wipe out downstairs.
Even if they never did anything the rest of their lives, one day they'll be 45 and
Oh,
go,
yeah.
do you remember that
Yeah,
time we
they
slammed
won.
and dunked
They won.
those losers?
Yeah, they took the dub there. Like, there's no doubt.
Man, they took it from us.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's
Oh, that hurts. I don't even want. Okay,
That-
we got to segue. We got to get out of this
Okay.
ASAP.
well.
Oh, Jamie, I want to talk about this, okay? I
Okay.
really do want to talk about this.
Yeah.
It's the whole GameStop thing.
Okay, yeah.
I really do want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Do you have any forethoughts on this? I actually
Forethoughts?
do know quite a lot about it. So I'll give a quick rundown for you and the audience.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I'll preface by saying I'm not very savvy with the stock market. I don't know too much. I do get the gist of it. Is that basically rich people would like bet on something failing, and people sort of exploited it and made them lose all this borrowed money, essentially, something like that.
Yes. Okay. So you know what, let me give you a rundown for Jamie and the audience. Okay. Okay. The situation with GameStop. I'm telling you, it is going to change the market as we know it. That's why to me it's so
Like
interesting.
you think it'll keep happening?
Oh no,
now.
no! It's just going to change everything about just risk assessment and how the market is going to be going forward. I'll tell you about it. So basically, this only could happen because of the fact that I'll take a little bit more. Why not? This can only happen because of the way like communities work and forums and people being able to come together and communicate quickly, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's what the internet gives. So, in my opinion, this was bound to happen eventually, right? But point being. One day, okay, there's these. They call themselves. I don't know if you've been to Wall Street Bets, but they self-proclaim themselves as autists and retards.
I did hear,
because they consider themselves retarded for the poor decisions they make on the stock market.
Yeah,
it's a very interesting group, and I've actually been reading them for a few months. And also, disclaimer: I'm invested in some of these YOLO companies because I find it entertaining.
Yeah.
So. The one guy, this guy called Deep Fucking Value. Okay,
Right.
a year and a half ago, he started to realize, and this is what we're going to get into. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're saying a company can this will be a little technical, but I'll try to get out of it ASAP. Okay,
Sure,
Jamie?
sure.
All right, so I'll try to entertain you. Okay,
Yeah.
so you were talking about saying that a company can bet on a company failing.
Right.
Which is a great example like GameStop, because we all know it's like Blockbuster. We all grew up with Blockbuster and GameStop, and we
Very
kind of
predictable.
knew.
Very predictable.
We really did know that their lifespan was limited.
Yeah.
And I felt the same way about GameStop, which is why initially I didn't invest in GameStop until a bit later.
Yeah.
Because I thought, how is GameStop going to survive? They're doing physical copies of. I haven't been to a GameStop in 8 years.
Yeah.
And I guarantee there's lots of people that are in the same boat as me, and you. Why
That's-
would
well,
you go to a GameStop?
Here's the thing, actually. GameStop, is that even as big in Canada?
There are some here.
I know
not
there are
quite as
some.
big. We got EB Games.
I was gonna say, while I don't go often, I do go to EB Games because it's in the mall, and I have bought stuff there, like Christmas gifts and stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, it is definitely a dying market because a lot of games I do buy digitally. Yeah.
Yeah, it's slowly sinking,
pretty much
right?
pretty much every Switch game I own is digital. I don't buy any physical copies on the
they
Switch.
all know it now. Like Sony
And
knows
Steam,
it. Microsoft
I buy
knows
stuff
it.
on Steam.
Yeah, Steam. Like
Yeah.
all these companies now realize that it's just so much easier to get it online. It's just the way it is, right? So GameStop's going under. Hedge funds, do you know what they do? They realize they get fucking greedy because they realize that GameStop, one, has no sentiment from anybody.
Yeah.
Everybody already thinks it's going to fail.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, their earnings are garbage. Everything about the company's bad. So do you know what they do? They do something called shorting. They short the company to high heaven.
Right.
And shorting is what you're saying. You're basically, I'll just give you the spark notes, okay? Is basically you are leveraging yourself by saying, I predict this stock will be at X price on something called a short.
Right.
Okay? And you're allowed to short a share in a company. So basically what happened is these hedge funds got so fucking greedy. They shorted 140% of the entire equivalent of GameStop, which is debatably illegal and almost impossible, but it happened anyway.
Yeah.
That's like how fucked up the situation is.
Right.
So this dude a year and a half ago realizes this and goes, hey guys, if we bought GameStop, so what basically happens is when they bid on the company to fail, they're basically saying, I'm going to buy these stocks in the future. Okay.
Right.
But if the value of the stock goes up, they have to keep buying it even as it increases in value.
Right.
So if the stock's $4 and they bet on it being $2, they're buying it at a loss over and over again.
Yeah.
That's why the stock has already rocketed so much, and they're still predicting it's going to rocket more.
Yeah.
Is because they shorted this company so much that And they never expected a community like, let's say, Wall Street Bets to come in
Yeah.
and actually just start dropping money for no reason on a company that shouldn't be succeeding anyway.
Oh yeah.
So in the past, in the 90s, this would never fucking happen.
No.
Ever, not in a million years.
It's almost like they memed it into existence. It's almost the way it goes.
100%.
It's like people start doing it because they see it.
But you know
almost.
what, though? It's fucking brilliant. Do you know
Yeah.
why? Because they started to realize, and it
Because
started.
fuck these rich asses.
I know. I do kind of believe that because what happened is like a couple months ago, it started to gain steam and everybody's going, just fucking buy GameStop and don't sell it. And if you don't sell it, it increases in value by default.
Yeah.
Because they've already bid on the company going down.
Yeah.
And do you know what it actually is turning into? This is what the summary is. It's becoming an infinite money glitch in theory.
Yeah.
Theoretically, do you know what the theoretical loss of these hedge funds could be?
What?
$70 billion.
Yeah. I knew it was already in the billions. Yeah.
Yeah, they're already in the billions in losses. It could go up to 70 billion and almost put a permanent dent in the market that's never going to recover.
Yeah.
And personally, I think it's for the best
Oh yeah.
because these hedge funds, and that's what I'm saying by it's going to change the market.
People were exploiting it anyway, right? So it's like
Yeah.
it's good that actually the common man has kind of found an exploit to
Yeah,
it.
and you know what? And they are right because one of the resentments is when the crash happened in 2008.
Yeah.
Who got bought out? Was it the people that ended up losing everything, losing the value of their homes, and banks were fucking sealing people's houses off?
Yeah.
Or who did they buy off? They bailed out the banks and they bailed out the hedge funds.
Yeah.
So there's definitely that resentment of people going, just like now that we're the ones that are fucking the market over.
Yeah.
Like, are we like you're gonna bail them out again, aren't you? Kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
so
basically.
I definitely think it's going to be a historical thing, and it's still happening, folks. So I recommend stay tuned on this. It's super interesting.
Super interesting, and it definitely exposes a lot of like faults in that system. Like it's actually so absurd to me that it's such a fragile system if you really think about it. But it's like it took something like that, like obviously the internet and the connectiveness and people talking to get it going.
Oh yeah, these older hedge funds, nobody bidded on communication.
Nothing challenged it ever.
Yeah, communication. Nobody realized how quickly, the internet has made communication so fast that it can assemble millions of people behind doing one thing. Right?
Literally, the way I would put it is like literally, it was memed into.
It really was.
Like,
and how can
it became such a thing? People just hopped on board because it was a thing.
Yeah, and a hedge fund that's been around for 100 years. How are they supposed to predict this could happen?
Yeah,
they've been doing this forever.
Never happened,
kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And this is the first time that they actually somebody figured out what they were doing and fucking shit on them.
I wish I knew the guy's name, but there was actually a billionaire who was like crying on film over this. I wish I remembered the name, but there's really a guy crying because he lost tons of money.
Oh, there's a couple people involved, and one of them is Stephen Cohen.
I don't know.
He
I
owns
literally
a fucking
I don't
baseball team.
I
don't
don't remember who it was, but yeah, there was actually I watched footage of this billionaire crying, and I just think that's like. I mean, obviously, I can see him being upset, but it's just funny because it's like, come on, this
and Jamie, if
there's
it
worse
already...
issues going on than this guy's problems. He's like,
I know.
There goes my yacht.
Oh no, I was gonna get another boat.
I was gonna buy another yacht. Meanwhile, everyone's like unemployed because of COVID, and like they're actually benefiting, and he has the nerve to cry about it.
And you know what? There almost could be even the slightest bit of sympathy and leeway if they had no opportunity to get out of it. But they actually had an opportunity to take their losses and get out of Dodge. And do you know what they fucking did?
Yeah.
They doubled down.
Yeah.
They bought even more shorts after the stock increased like 1,000%.
Yeah.
And leveraged themselves again.
Yeah.
Instead of just going, we're calling it quits. These guys already fucked us. Let's move on with our lives. Do you know what they said? No. We're going to fucking double down and make our money back.
Yeah.
And now they're getting fucked even harder.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, guys, regardless of what you're hearing on the news, they buried their own grave. If everything goes tits up, it's their fault.
Yeah.
It's no one else's fault.
Yeah.
It's not these autists on Wall Street Bets or some shit, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking
self-proclaimed,
these hedge fund
by the
guys.
way.
I know,
You're not calling them that. Yeah.
I'm not putting any labels on them. They themselves declare them to be these things.
Yeah. And okay, and then also let's talk about the irony of a company called Robinhood blocking games.
I'm trying not to talk too much.
I just found that funny because Robinhood was basically a stock trading app, very popular one, and it's so ironic that Robinhood, which steal from the rich, give to the poor, is Robinhood's story, and an app called Robinhood actually banned like unlisted GameStop because they're like, no, they're manipulating the market. This isn't allowed, and they actually like basically censored it, and you're not allowed to do it. So what a and apparently Google actually undid a bunch of negative reviews. Did you hear that?
Oh
They
yeah, dude, it's a whole fucking
because they were
facade.
at 1 star, and then like Google, the App Store, actually got rid of all these negative reviews. Like
Yeah.
that's so weird. The corruption is like right in front of us.
Oh,
at
dude,
this
I'm telling
point.
you right now that
it's weird.
this is your reminder that none of these people are your friends.
No.
Google's not your friend.
Oh no.
Fucking Wall Street, not your friends. Any of these like apps you use and companies that you
Oh
pay
yeah,
for.
yeah.
Trust me, I appreciate the service they provide, but they're not your friends.
No.
They're not gonna fucking back you up.
The minute they're in the hot seat,
The minute one of their investors or parent company says, "Fuck your morals. This is what's going down." I guarantee you that's exactly what's going to happen, and that's what happened with Robinhood.
Oh yeah.
They have a huge stakes in Capital, which is a parent company for the hedge funds.
Yeah.
So it was such a blatant, obvious way to back their own ass.
Yeah.
So
no, it's very crazy, and I hope to keep posted on all these updates. But I definitely think there's like a new. I don't know. I feel like this isn't gonna go away. I feel like people are gonna keep doing what they're doing at this point. There's sort of like an exploit that has been exposed, I suppose.
I will say this: it's going to change how hedge funds assess risk management now.
Yeah,
They're not going to go, let's just short the fuck out of this company because
and invest that much into doing
I know
it,
because now they're going to think back and go,
shit,
remember that fucking one time we like almost fucking went bankrupt?
Yeah,
And still could?
yeah.
I'm saying, guys, stay tuned because there's two things that are going to happen.
They
One
owe it
outcome,
at that point.
hedge funds are going to win and the stock's going to tank.
Yeah.
Or two, GameStop's going to go to like $5,000 in value
Mm-hmm.
and become an infinite money glitch as long as people don't sell and they have to keep buying the stocks.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going to be interesting.
That's it. It very is.
I'm
yeah.
telling you, is depending on how things go out with the people that are holding those stocks,
Yeah.
it's an infinite money glitch.
Oh yeah.
Only stop by how many people sell.
Yeah. No, very interesting.
Oh, dude, stonks.
Stonks.
Gotta
Good
love
old
those stonks.
Yeah.
But I digress. I don't want to talk
Yeah,
too much,
okay.
you know. So
How much
here,
time?
I'll show you, Jamie. I got a clock, buddy.
Okay, how much time we got? I'm just wondering before we move on.
we got 15 minutes.
15,
We
okay.
still got a decent amount of time.
Okay,
So
well,
you can get
okay.
into whatever you want.
Well, okay, so yeah, we can dip out of that, but yeah, again, very interesting. Stay tuned for that because yeah, that's wild. Okay, so yeah, this is just I guess shameless transfer into something else. Austin, do you know? Okay, I actually already asked you this. You didn't know what the polar bear dip was.
Is it the polar bear dip or the polar dip?
The polar bear plunge, actually. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah,
reason,
I don't know.
The reason this was in my mind was because I know they actually canceled the official one this year or last year because of COVID. Or no, this year because last year it was in January or something before all the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
So, but basically, yeah, as I'm sure a lot of people probably know what it is, but it's basically when you hop in freezing cold water. It's usually a charitable thing where organizations will gather together to get everyone to jump in water and people will donate to it. I don't know. I always thought it was interesting. Do you like? I don't know. Would you ever do that? Like, do the polar bear? Would you jump in cold water to raise money?
For how long?
I don't know how long they go. I think they run in. They might stay for a little bit, and I think they just have like trucks off stand to warm you up after.
Yeah, I will say this is I wonder if it's like a thing where it's like training for a marathon a little bit kind of thing where you keep going in the cold water to get used to it, and then you can actually stay in the water.
The polar bear plunge isn't, but cold water therapy and stuff is actually a thing. Like, have you heard of Wim Hof?
That's the guy who always meditates in cold water. Or something, right?
The Wim Hof.
I know he's big on the radar right now.
Yeah. Well, I used to look up stuff about Wim Hof because I went through a phase where I was really into cold showers and just cold therapy. And
yeah, I remember you raving about cold showers.
Yeah. Here's the thing: I don't really do it now, but I will say they are good.
Cold showers are hard. Let's be real.
They
regardless to health benefit.
Yeah, but the thing is, I there was many periods in my life where I would be heavy into them, and I feel like I felt really good doing them. Like I would just take a cold shower, and I would just feel so energetic and just ready to take on the day. It would wake me right up.
Yeah,
and I don't know. There's a lot of like health benefits to it too. Like apparently it brown fat cells. I don't know if it burns them or activates them. It does something where I don't know. It just does a lot for your circulation and everything too.
Yeah.
But that aside, I'm just. Would you do it? Would you ever just do the polar bear plunge, like dive into
Yeah.
ice cold
Oh yeah,
water?
of course I do it. Yeah, I
You
don't have
would?
any problem with that.
You would?
No.
Okay.
Well,
I feel like I guess I would. It would be fun.
I
but-
will say this: it's the difference between a lifestyle and just doing something for fun. I will always do something just
you
to
wouldn't
try
take
it kind
cold
of thing.
showers all the time.
There's two things about that.
Well,
One,
you used to actually.
yeah. So there's two things. One, it's always funny to think that, as you said, even though you in your mind think, oh, you were doing those cold showers is a great idea. I felt great. You don't do them anyway. Do you know why? Because leave it up to human beings to just understand the best route to do something and just always avoid it anyway.
Right. Yeah. It's almost the principle of I feel like uncomfortable things are typically healthier than comfortable things. I feel
Doesn't that suck?
I
Isn't
know.
that unfortunate?
I feel like that's just the unfortunate truth of life because when I was doing this uncomfortable thing, like I'd be working out a lot and I would be taking cold showers, I felt just at my peak. Like I felt amazing. But those two things sucked to do. And it's
'Cause
funny
you-
because
yeah.
it's like such a the dichotomy of it is like you just if you're comfortable, typically it's not benefiting you. And I don't know. It really does suck how it is that way.
Yeah, you kind of have to give something up.
Getting out of your
have those
comfort
things,
zone
right?
typically
Yeah.
has the best results. You know what I mean?
I know, yeah, and I think that's something that everybody kind of fights with, right? And
Yeah.
two, you are right. I had to take cold showers for probably 5 months
Yeah.
because, and you already know this, but I'll tell it for the crowd quick. When I was
Yeah.
raising money for school, I worked in it was a pipe, it was like a thermal pipe sleeve factory kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where I would pack thermal pipe sleeves with fabric. Why am I fucking forgetting the word? Oh, sorry, insulation.
Yeah.
I'd put insulation in these thermal
fi-
pipe sleeves.
fiberglass,
yeah,
right?
Fiberglass, yeah.
Yeah.
And my hands would be my arms would be so rashed and red and like I would be covered. I kid you guys, I would literally come home and from head to toe be just absolutely engorged in fiberglass. And do you know what
Sounds
happens if you take a hot shower with fiberglass all over your body? Your pores open up and the fiberglass goes into your pores and it physically hurts.
Yeah.
So what you have to do, and I had to do this every day. Every day I had
Yeah.
to take a cold shower to wash all the fiberglass off.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a hot shower for 5 months.
Yeah.
And that was involuntary.
But did you feel good? Did you allot anything of that to feeling
you know what,
healthy?
Jamie?
Or
I would say in a different context, yes. But I worked in a fiberglass factory and I was pretty depressed.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
and it was partially because of the fiberglass factory thing.
Yeah.
That was a hard time in my life.
Yeah.
But I'm also Dutch and I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
I could have really quit that job at any time, but I was like, I'm not fucking gonna be
You'll
in debt.
stick with it.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just gonna suffer so I have money for school.
Yeah.
Even if I fucking hate myself.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I did.
Okay. Yeah. Again, the bottom line is like right now, I take normal showers. I've fallen out of the cold thing, so it's always hard to think like whether these random health kicks I get on are placebo or not. But I don't know. Like, there's something to be said of I do feel like it used to really impact me, and I used to feel good about it.
You
but
know what? Even if it's placebo,
hard to say.
placebo, even if it's something as like simple as you are convinced that it works,
Yeah.
that makes it
It
almost
gives your whole
just as valid
mindset.
for
Yeah,
you. You know what I
because
mean?
then your
So-
whole mindset is, oh, I'm just a better person now, and it probably
Yeah, so I kind
influences
of view it
everything you
as
do.
if
Yeah.
if it works for you and it's a system that works for you,
Yeah.
fine, do it. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, that's what I mean. I would say I would recommend anyone listening give that a shot. Take a nice cold shower, see how you feel.
I definitely say try different things. you know?
I don't know. It definitely was something I've gotten into many times, and I could kind of just swear by it. But I'm not like perfectly able to do everything I want to do all the time. So I fall out of it. I'm a normal human who likes to be comfortable and take a nice hot shower every now and then. I fall out of it. I fall out of it. So
And Jamie, do what's fucking hard
to
for
say.
me.
But I
is,
think the
uh,
Wim Hof method is real. I think there's something to it.
Oh no, I think he has some really interesting concepts.
Something to it. It builds your immune system, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits to it in my opinion. But do what's hard for me, Jamie, is actually finally is letting things die.
Yeah.
In the sense that, so we, talking about, let's say, a cold shower.
Yeah.
So if you believed that cold showers were the right thing to do,
Right.
and you took a cold shower for a few years, and you started to think, I can't take it anymore. When I got into this, I wasn't expecting to never have to never be able to have a hot shower again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is
Right.
to actually could call this the new thing that I do now.
Yeah.
So for me, it's so hard to take something that, for me, I'm like, this is the future. This is something I should be doing.
Yeah.
This is a good habit. I need to let the old habit die. Letting it fucking die is so hard.
Yeah.
As in really just letting it go.
Especially
for
something
good.
as nice as a hot shower.
Yeah, and making it your new habit. Whether
Yeah.
that's a cold shower, a hot shower, or just anything else you're cutting out of your life.
Oh, yeah.
It's so hard
Yeah.
to turn it from a... Because actually, do you know how it always worked? And I think it was for you too.
Yeah.
Is when you're in fucking high school, for example, you're always like 0 or 100, where you go, oh, I'm just gonna keep doing this, and one day you go, I had this divine epiphany, and now I'm gonna completely change my ways, and I'm not going back ever again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you do it for like 2 weeks, and you're like, oh fuck, and then you...
Yeah. Oh, I've been on many random health kicks in my life that have been short-lived. Yeah. For sure.
I'm just kind of getting tired of those. I'm tired
Yeah.
of doing the extremes all the time, where I
Yeah.
go, oh, I'm this, but today's a new day.
But I
No,
can't.
I'm that.
Yeah.
Never again.
That's why I will say where I'm at now is I do actually the odd time take a cold shower, but I'm not crazy about it to the point where I make myself do it all the time. But I don't know. There's something there where I do feel it. It gives me energy sometimes, but yeah, I don't know.
Which brings me to the whole segue.
It's
Jamie.
kind of controversial, though. I don't even think it's totally settled that it's necessarily good, but I think there is a lot of research done where there is a lot of good it does. It helps your circulation. So either way, I think it is healthy ultimately. Hot. I do also know that heat for guys, it actually kills testosterone too.
I actually have heard of that. I'd have to double check if that's true
No,
or not.
that is
but
true. No, it is true. And I'll say specifically like your balls in
You're going to say with conviction.
I'm just saying
On the air live.
Yeah, and
with no backup. Not
ju-
even Benny giving you some clout.
Oh no, I know this is a fact.
Okay, all right. I'll believe you, Jamie. I want to believe you.
Your balls regulate your temperature a lot. So the fact that sometimes the balls shrivel a bit to capture warmth, or they're loose in heat.
Yeah, to release.
Yeah. So it's like if you're just, especially hot tubs, apparently they're not very good for guys.
I've definitely heard that. I've 100%
drops.
heard that. Yeah.
So-
I will say this. It explains a lot because I don't really like hot tubs, and I got a lot of testosterone.
No.
So.
Yeah, I like hot tubs, but I would never own one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't like them enough that I would ever.
I kind of agree. They're a lot of money.
even if I had tons of money,
It's
that
money, upkeep.
that wouldn't even be a priority of mine to get. You know,
Now,
what I
if
mean?
your wife was like, "Oh, honey, let's get a hot tub," you'd probably be like, "I don't fucking care. Sure, why not?"
Oh
But,
yeah, I just mean personally, I
dude,
would
I
not
totally
want
feel
one.
you. I don't get the people that can stay in a hot tub for hours.
Yeah.
I go
We
in.
actually- we had hot tub
Yeah,
recently.
we actually hung out with a guy with a hot tub.
Yeah,
And
actually, what was it, like a month ago or so?
It was probably 2 months.
2 months ago.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it only was like a month
Month or two
and a
ago.
half ago. But
Yeah, we actually was after we recorded one of these podcasts. We went. And
yeah,
hung
that's
out
right.
with
Yeah,
this
we
guy in a
drove right
hot
over
tub.
and hung out with them. Yeah.
This guy in a hot tub, and again feels really nice. I also have a friend named John who we used to hop in his hot tub like every now and then. But yeah, it's like one of those things that I will go along with it because I'm like, yeah, that's sure, let's hot tub. But I don't like go. I'm never the one who's like, I want to hot tub. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say for me, around 45 minutes is when I go, I'm fucking done. I just don't
Yeah.
even... It's like a thing where I'll keep sticking around, but I'm like, I'm not even enjoying this. It's just everybody's here
Yeah.
still doing it. So I'll kind of like, leave my legs in or something.
They
and-
do feel nice. I will give it that. But yes, it's not really my thing that much. Just because
I just start feeling scalloped. You know what I mean? Like, I just
yeah.
start feeling toasted out. I'm just burning up. And
I
I'm
almost
tired.
feel shitty if I'm in a hot tub too long.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I don't know how other people do it, but I just start feeling... I just get burnt out. I can't do it.
Now, what do you think of saunas?
I actually, I haven't been in the sauna in a while. It's been a while.
Saunas are kind of a different beast because my aunt used to work at a hotel, and for some reason, me and my cousin it was like her daughter. She would somehow we were just allowed to swim there all the time. I think she just was good friends with her manager, and they're like, "Yeah, you guys need to swim there."
You had just some sort of
we
clause.
we just had some.
And you were a kid. You're
Yeah,
kinda like, "Ah."
we just had an inn where they're like, "You can use this pool." We're like, "Okay,
Cool.
And it had a sauna, so we actually we would swim, then we'd hop in the sauna, chill there for a bit, then we'd jump
How
in the
long
pool
ago was
again.
this?
I was a kid. I was like
Okay, yeah.
13, 14.
Yeah, I used to go to the sauna at the YMCA all the time.
Yeah, and I will say saunas are nice. I guess because I guess there's health benefits where they say sweating stuff out is healthy.
Yeah, it's a sweating thing. There's definitely sweating involved.
and sweating stuff out is healthy too. So I don't know. Again, it's kind of a what's good and what's not. I don't know. I'm sure if you overdo anything, it's bad. Probably.
I will be frank in saying this, Jamie.
Yeah.
It's hard to fully understand and embrace that experience when you're 12 years old and all you see around you is a bunch of old naked dudes.
Yeah. Well, the one we used to go in was just us.
Okay, because dude,
We
I'm telling
pretty
you right
much
now,
exclusively have it alone.
dude, I almost envy the older generation that were, like in their 60s and 70s because
For
they
not giving a
just,
shit about
yeah,
their
dude, they
dick
just
out.
take their towel off and just flop their dick around
Yeah,
like they're like helicopters.
We've talked about this. Yeah, where this guy was talking. I've had an experience where this guy was talking to me way too long without putting his like pants on, and I
you
was like,
think
"Come
that,
on, man!"
And
like,
you think that doesn't apply to the sauna? They just
But he
walk
doesn't
into the
give a
sauna,
shit.
they just throw their towel off, and they're just like,
Yeah.
oh, and they just flop their dick around a little bit and sit down.
yeah, actually,
Just a quick reminder that they still got what they were born with.
yeah. Yeah. I want to quickly bring up my insecurities in high school, real quick. No, I just.
Oh, Jamie, you
we
got burned up in a minute.
Okay. Well, this is a weird thing to just end
Quickly,
on.
Jamie, summarize your childhood fears.
No, I was just gonna say, like, when I was in high school, like grade 9 gym class, I only used the public showers like a few times, but typically I would actually just, because it was right before lunch, I would just go home and then I would like shower there. Because I was like, I don't know. I just like, I don't really
Wait,
want to
where?
shower with a bunch of people. Go home, like to my own place.
Oh, dude, I totally agree. No, dude,
But
I
like a
never
lot
wanna
of
do that
people would
shit.
publicly shower, and I did it a few times, but I was never that like. I was like, I don't know. I don't really want to. If I can just go right home, why not? You know
You know
what I
what,
mean?
Jamie? I was a freaking weirdo. Do you know what I would do?
Yeah.
I wouldn't shower.
Oh,
I just go home and go to bed covered in chlorine and filth.
disgusting.
And you know what, Jamie? To this day, that's probably why I hate chlorine. I fucking hate chlorine. No one's gonna convince me that chlorine's great.
Well, so
Hate
this is a perfect way to end the episode. I hate chlorine too.
Fuck chlorine.
Fuck chlorine.
It's so fucking shitty.
Yeah.
Fuck pools.
It sucks. It
Go
hurts.
to a lake.
It hurts my eyes. No, not even. You don't even have to go to lake. A saltwater pool
That's
is
fair,
better.
yeah.
Go to a saltwater
to the
pool.
Tecumseh.
Go to a lake. Yeah. Saltwater pools fucking kick ass. Let's end on that note.
Yeah, for the love of God, stop chlorine. Stop it.
Chlorine is just a disaster.
Ugh.
All
All
right.
right, we're ending here.
So let's
Okay.
end on that note. Fuck
Thanks,
chlorine.
guys.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
You learned a lot today.
Fuck
Okay,
chlorine. Bye.
You're welcome. See ya.